This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Converse, Texas. We're at Rutledge Stadium tonight on Thursday Night Lights. It's Clemens and Wagner, and if that sounds like a rivalry game, that's exactly what this is. Good evening, I'm Don Harris, along with my broadcast partner, Chuck McIntyre, down on the sidelines. And Chuck, this is one of those districts we talk about all the time. It's got Smith Valley, it's got Steele, it's got Clemens, it's got Wagner. It's still very much up for grabs, and this is the time of the season when those playoff chases are defined.
Well, there's a lot going on this game tonight, Don. You got Clemens that controls its own playoff destiny, and you have Wagner that needs a little help. But, you know, there's Steele, there's Smith Valley in this league. It really is a murderer's row week in and week out, top to bottom in this league, and it's just unbelievable week in and week out what you have to do to win ball games. I mean, both of these coaches have done an amazing job this season overcoming injuries. They've lost their quarterbacks. In Clemens' case, they've lost 3 quarterbacks, and yet both of these teams are still in a position to possibly make the playoffs. But this is a big game tonight for both of these teams and will go a long way to deciding who's in and who's out.
Yeah, there's a lot of scenarios. Basically, Clemens needs to win 2 out of its last 3, and one of those wins needs to be against East Central. Get into that more later. But if Clemens is going to win 2 of the 3, they're going to have to depend on this guy. We had him in week 1 on TNL this year, and Evan Tapp brings it.
It seems like this guy's been on the field forever, right? And still has tons of eligibility left. Evan Tapp is the team's leading tackler. This Clemens defense, Don, has really done an amazing job all season long, keeping them in ball games with the glut of injuries they've had on offense. Evan Tapp and his side of the ball is going to have to be awful special tonight if his Buffaloes are going to come away with a victory.
Wagner's always had a lot of great running backs. We remember L.J. Butler. They've got nice quarterback, and they've also got Quentin Owens, who will tote the rock tonight.
Well, so Quentin Owens is another guy that's missed multiple games because of injury, but listen to this. He had like 180 yards in the opener, 140 yards rushing in the next ball game, then missed some games, but he's back. And this is a team that likes to run the flex bone, but Quentin Owens, you get the sense, Don, could be a running back in anybody's style of play. This young man is special.
Yeah, and as you can see, he's kind of built like L.J. Butler. He is tough to bring down. When we come back, we'll have our keys to the game. It's a good old-fashioned backyard brawl. Clemens and Wagner on TNL.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Oh, look at that. We got barbecue going in the parking lot out here. It's homecoming for Wagner. It's Clemens and Wagner here at Rutledge Stadium. And right now it's time for our Thomas J. Henry keys to the game. Let's start off with those Buffaloes and head coach Jared Johnston. Chuck?
Don, these guys have really done a good job all season long of moving the ball up and down the field, but man, they struggled in the red zone. So they want to be good at that tonight, want to stop the run, and they got to take care of the ball, keep it away from Wagner.
Coach Johnson loves his guys playing on TNL.
We're proud of the way the kids have responded and the way our upperclassmen have, been able to help our young kids out. I mean, we got a lot of sophomores. We got a freshman moved up now. It's just one of those things that, it's down the road, it's going to be a great advantage to Clemens Buffaloes. And you're going to get kids are getting a lot of experience. But what I've seen is our kids growing up, even our young kids, they're starting to grow up, and each day they're getting better and better, and that's all you can ask for.
As for those Wagner T-Birds, they've got a new head coach in Jason Starrin. He played right here at Judson on those state championship teams back in the early 90s. And Chuck, what are his keys?
Yeah, he's been with the school for a while, so he's very familiar with what he's got, and they want to run the ball, stop the ball when they're on defense, stop the run, I should say, and then control what they can control. They really struggled on third down this year on both sides of the ball, so that'll be a key focal point tonight for these Wagner guys.
Here's Coach Starrin talking about those expectations for the T-Birds.
Clemens is really good. the coaches over there, the kids over there, they have a lot of pride, and it's a great tradition. It's really just a matter of us concentrating on our own game plan. It's not so much about anything tricky. It's just doing what living up to our own expectations.
All right, when we come back, we'll have our national anthem, and we'll kick it off. Wagner and Clemens on Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
All right, we are about ready for our national anthem. The color guard is on the field. Let's turn it over to our public address announcer, Milton Hope.
Under the direction of retired Chief Warrant Officer 3, Michael Good. United States flag, color guard commander, cadet captain, and helicopter Cruzara. Texas flag carried by Cadet First Lieutenant Alyssa Dominguez. The battalion flag carried by Sergeant First Class Chantel Chavez. The guards tonight, United States Guard Lieutenant Colonel Jayla Williams, Texas Guard Cadet Second Lieutenant Joanna Thompson. Our national anthem this evening, sung by the Wagner Choir.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Oh, it's a beautiful night for football here in Converse, Texas. Clemens and Wagner, playoff spots on the line. Let's go down to the sideline. Welcome in Zach Hedrick for the first time tonight. Zach?
Don, thanks very much. Great night for football. Another homecoming night for Wagner. I think like 3 of our last 4 games have been homecoming games, in fact. Speaking to one of the Clemens defensive coaches, they tell me that they have to be playing assignment football tonight. It's 1 of 11 guys against this Wagner triple option attack, so look for them to play some defensive assignment football tonight to take care of business. Guys?
All right, thanks, Zach. Tonight's first half kickoff sponsored by Rhino Roofers. You're looking at Jason Starren. We talked about him a little bit earlier. A Judson guy, played on this very field in this very stadium. And Chuck, kind of a nomad type trek to becoming a head coach on the high school level. He said he took a kind of a different path. Wasn't in coaching at first right out of college. And then, like you said, he kind of developed that flex bone over at Wagner with Charles Bruce when they had some really good teams and good offensive coordinator. He's worked his way up the ladder.
And you see Jared Johnston, I mean, I can't say enough about what both of these coaches have been able to do this season, juggling their rosters, both of these teams with just a copious amount of injuries to both sides of the program, on offense and defense. It's just astonishing how clever and the ingenuity that these coaches bring to the table each and every week to try to get their teams ready to go win a football game. And both of these teams really could use this game tonight. And I think we're in for a whale of a ball game because it's that point in the year. You got to win to keep your hopes alive.
Merci Mondani will kick it off. If number 5 looked familiar, Frederick DeBose back there for Clemens. He had that long kickoff return in week 1 on TNL against Brennan. He can fly, number 5, and let's see if they'll kick it to him. And they do. He's got the ball right at the 6-yard line, right up the middle, still on his feet, brought down across the 35. Nice return for the Buffaloes. And for the first time tonight, we'll see Brandon Wright, the quarterback for the Buffs. He is their 4th quarterback to play this year. They have all kinds of injuries early in the season. Of course, Ben Pruski was the returner coming back. He was injured early in the season. And we had Nathan Alvarez in week 1 here on TNL. He has since been injured, and so they're going with Wright, the junior. This is his 2nd start, his 3rd game to play, and he was thrown into the fire right up against Smithson Valley. He finished that game, and then last week against Steele. So let's see how he does here in week 1. The first snap is a little zone read coming this way, and across the 40, and physical running is Taurian Smith, their leading rusher, and he's got, I believe, a South Texas Votech first down, if not very close to it. He does. They move the change. Kobe Sanders on the tackle. Taurian Smith, you see, with 329 yards rushing. Wright has attempted 21 passes in these 2 games, 10 for 28, completing 48%. No touchdowns, no interceptions. And here we go on first down at the 48. Little reverse action. Here's DeBose. He juggled the ball. He's got the speed to get to the corner. Does. He's across the 40 and down to the 30 inside Wagner territory. And Chuck, that's that speed we saw in week 1.
Wow, just a really good job blocking this stuff up. You don't know where the ball's going to go. It goes right, comes back left, and woo, found the ears. Frederick DuBose, sophomore, gets downfield, and you can tell why they want this young man to have a lot of touches tonight.
So the Buffs are on the move, already in Wagner territory, down on the 31-yard line. We take a look at that starting offensive group. DuBose, the targeted wide receiver. And we'll see a lot of Taurian Smith toting the rock tonight, number 21. Wright rolls, fires, DuBose has it. He's to the 20, he's to the 15, inside the 15, down to the 11-yard line. Another South Texas Votech first down inside the Central Med red zone.
Now they're wearing out Frederick DuBose early here, and this guy's really quite the athlete for these Clemens Buffaloes, and just a really good throw right there by the young quarterback, getting his 2nd ever varsity start. So Don, last week, this guy gets to play in his 1st ever game in a packed house against Steele, had a pretty good game in that contest, and now his 2nd game's on TV, so he came up on the scene at the right time for all these big games.
No pressure, 1st and 10, keeps himself inside the 10, bounces out, and down to the 8-yard line. We talked about that early in the season when we had Clemens in week 1 with DuBose and that speed that he showed on that kick return. This kid's a superstar on the track scene, had been an AAU, was a regional champion, and he's just a sophomore.
Yeah, they've had to do a lot of juggling, Don. They've got linebackers playing wide receiver. They got wide receivers playing safety. They've got some guys that could be playing offensive line. They've been just having to move guys in and out, and Jared Johnson said, man, nobody's asking any questions. They're just doing what they've been asked to do and doing it to the best of their ability.
Smith up the middle. Good tackle in space, keeps him from scoring. I thought he would go in, but Jeremiah Longoria was over there to make the hit.
Jeremiah's low too, 6'1", safety, the senior, coming up and making a really good job. Because if he doesn't make that play, Clemens is housing.
So it's 3rd and short. They can still get a first down here inside the 2. It's 3rd and 1 from the 3. Smith is back there along with Wright. Moves him into the eye. Hands to Smith, and Smith finds the hole for a touchdown. Taurian Smith, Clemens strikes first.
Well, nothing fancy about that, just straight up the gut. And Clemens right down the field on their opening possession, cashing it in early.
Nice mix of play calling, and boy, good job by Smith to kind of stutter step, find the hole, and just walk in for the touchdown. And Noah Villegas is on to attempt the extra point to try and make it 7-0. Hold is down, kick is up, and it is good, and Clemens leads it 7-0. Wagner will touch it first. When we come back, Rutledge Stadium on a beautiful Thursday night on TNL.
Jack off Joe Kelly.
Welcome back to Rutledge Stadium here in Converse, Texas. We're right there in the middle of that press box somewhere. Wave, Chuck, so they can see you. Clemens scoring first, Taurian Smith with the touchdown. And we will see the Thunderbirds offense for the first time tonight. Had a nice conversation with Isaiah Williams before the game, the quarterback that you'll see soon. He's a really nice, sharp young man who already has one Division I offer from Bethune-Cookman, an HBCU, and has had some interest as well from Incarnate Word and others.
Yeah, he's their all-time winningest quarterback in school history.
Been doing it a long time.
Yeah, 13 wins the first year that he ever stepped on the field to guide a football team, and then obviously last year they had a short season. He won 4 ball games last year. He's got 2 under his belt this year, so quite the career that Isaiah's had at Wagner High School.
All right, so Markel Ford and Josh Colazzo back to receive. Noah Villegas puts his foot into it, and that ball will be into the end zone. Nice kick by Villegas, so they'll take over at the 25-yard line, and we will see said quarterback Isaiah Williams and the hoss of a running back that we talked about earlier here on the pregame, Quentin Owens, who's got 609 yards and limited carries this year.
Yeah, we talked about it at the onset. I mean, who knows how many yards this guy would have been able to rack up had he been healthy all season long. And obviously Wagner missed him when he was gone. They got a bunch of guys that can tote the rock, but this guy's pretty good.
1st and 10 for Williams at the 25. That familiar formation for the Wagner Thunderbirds. Hand right up the middle on 1st down, and Clemens' defense is right there. Owens on his first carry is introduced to Evan Tapp, who will be his best friend most of the night. Evan Tapp, just an outstanding young football player that we saw early in the season as well.
Well, the guys up front are going to have their hands full tonight. These Wagner guys, they're not the biggest bunch of guys on the planet, but they play smart, they play fast, and they play mean. And they are really, really good at moving the ball in little short bursts.
Williams on the keep. Collared, but not before he picks up another South Texas Votech 1st down, and Landon Dietz makes the tackle. As you take a look at that Wagner offense, Williams will play an all-All-Star game, and you see, like Chuck said, not a huge offensive line, a lot of juniors though, so a lot of room for growth going into next season. Williams again, and Tapp right there to meet him with some of his Buffalo friends, and maybe a gain of about 1 on the play.
We're not going to see many offenses doing what Wagner does, so on a short week, it's going to be interesting to see how Clemens does trying to stop this 4 yards a pop offense.
Williams wants to throw, does, has a man caught at the 40 in Clemens territory. That's Markel Ford. And a nice pickup and a South Texas Votech 1st down for the T-Birds.
Jason Starren very complimentary about what Isaiah can do as a quarterback. We all know he can run and, you know, get him in and out of their sets, but he says there's a whole lot of untapped potential with this guy throwing the football too. That was a really nice ball he did there.
Break out of the flex bone and put 2 receivers to the left here. Williams calling out the signals. They run it this way on an option pitch. Across the 30 is Joshua Colazzo. It's a nice 1st down gain. So many different variations of looks from this offense.
And just look how tight they run everything too, right? I mean, you just wait for the defender to get on the ball, and then out comes the pitch to a guy with some wheels on the outside, and It's a win-win-win for Wagner every time they can get 3 or 4 yards a pop. That's exactly what they want to do, to try to possess the football, kill the clock, and then get the ball up and down the field.
Hand it up the middle to Owens, and he gets a nice chunk. And enough for another South Texas Votech first down, knocking on the door of the red zone. And it was a real familiar offense when they went all the way to the state semifinals 2 years in a row. Had L.J. Butler just breaking all kinds of records and just impossible to stop and fun to watch. It's almost like Navy running the option back in the day, or the Ken Hatfield Rice teams back in the day. I love option football. Pitch to the left this time, and that's Ford, and Ford's got the 10, he's got the 5, runs over a man, walks in for a touchdown for the T-Birds. Markel Ford showing some speed and then showing some physicality.
Boy, did he get a nice block outside. A little pick from Joshua Colazzo, too, that helped spring that outside. They ran the play similar to the right side, and now they're going to run it left. Look at one, looking for some contact. I think he found some.
We're going to have ourselves a football game here tonight. Merci Mercati for the extra point, and that is good, and we are all knotted up. Fun night. Big game for both teams, and they're playing like it.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Guild Mortgage.
And welcome back. Nice touchdown run by that young man right there, Markel Ford, off the option play, capping a 7-play, 75-yard drive. A 23-yard touchdown run, and that ties it up. And who knows what we'll see next. DeBose is going back there to return this kick. He's always exciting. And again, if you didn't join us at the top of the broadcast, big game for the Buffaloes because they're right there in the playoff hunt. Wagner still has a mathematic chance, not likely, but they can play spoiler here tonight. The Buffaloes need to win 2 out of their last 3. They need to beat East Central, and they're coming off a couple of losses to Smithson Valley and Steele, probably the 2 best teams in this district. They beat South San, they beat Judson. So very much alive with a 2-2 slate here in this district, 27-6A.
It's just the slightest margin of error for all of these teams in this league. I mean, Wagner's been in every single ball game this year.
DeBose juggles it a little bit. Watch out if he gets going. He gets to the corner and not gonna catch him, not even with an angle. To the house, but we've got a flag down and it's coming back. Still, it's fun to watch that guy run, isn't it?
Man, they blocked that up nice, but yeah, you give this guy any space and he's gonna stride you.
Our official tonight is Tom McAfee. They're talking it over. This is always in the area of holding or block of the back. And it's a block in the back, and that'll bring it back.
Worth another look anyway. Initially had a hard time getting a hold of the football, but once he did, the vision and then the speed down the sideline, and that would have been good if we were playing touch.
Man, it's fun to watch that guy run. Well, he'll be in shape for track season. They'll move it back from that spot. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 10 for the Buffaloes. And very impressive first drive there by young Brandon Wright. Again, not used to playing much. Got thrown to the Wolves against Smithson Valley and Steele. And first drive led him right down the field to a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, looks the part.
Shift out of their initial look. Taurian Smith in the backfield with Wright, who wants to throw on first down. Scrambles in some trouble, now lets it go, and through the hands of the intended receiver, and that was James Fuller, and just a little high. Time for a Beluga player profile. That's Greg Williams, young man from Wagner High School, 6'3", 210. He also plays basketball. And Chuck, we saw this kid on the field before the game. Talk about a grown man. Holy cow.
Man, yeah, they're young up on that defensive line, but man, they're going to have some really, really fine football players when these guys are all getting ready to graduate. They've got a lot of talent, and it's young, but it's coming on that Wagner defensive line.
DeBose has it on a little sweep. Doesn't get much. Nice pursuit by the Wagner defense. That'll set up 3rd and long for Clemens.
Kobe Sanders. I mean, every week we go down on the sideline before the game and, like to schmooze and chat and visit with players and coaches. And every week you just see the size of these teams and these kids. I mean, it's like you're going to a college game. Especially in this league, man, you got to be stout.
Wright's going to keep it. Got in trouble, and that will likely end that drive. Clemens is going to have to punt. And he had a man on the left-hand side and just didn't unleash it. Decided to keep instead and didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. That'll set up 4th down. That'll flip the field for these Wagner T-Birds.
Yeah, it's a good stop after Clemens went right down the field on their opening drive. And boy, nothing pleases a coach more when you're working all week, even on a short week, and have your offense go right down the field and score. So, both coaches had to be happy about that, but Wagner comes up with the first stop of the night.
So Brendan Martin, right there, is back to receive it along with Donovan Ranshaw. There's 2 of them back. Saying get away from that one. They're going to let it bounce right at the 45, and they'll down it inside Clemens territory. So Wagner will have the ball on the Clemens side of the field when we come back. 3.5 minutes to go. Tie ball game here on Thursday Night Lights. Our air today, heating and air conditioning, game time weather. It's a beautiful night for football. Finally, right, we're almost to November before we can get some cool weather. 78 degrees, cloudy with a little bit of a wind, but really nice night to be out there. Zach Hedrick's got the best job in America tonight.
He does every week.
Yes, sir.
All right, so now we'll see what Wagner does in a tie ball game, see if they can take advantage of what their defense just gave them. Anytime you can get the ball back and you're on the other side of the field, that's a good place to start.
They look good on their first drive. Here's Isaiah Williams, ball on the 47 of Clemens. Little motion, little option again. This time they pitch it in a good one-on-one tackle in space. Markel Ford is brought down by Terrell Peterson. Nice little shoestring tackle for a loss.
Playing some of these DBs around the line of scrimmage, you almost have to, right, with the way that Wagner likes to possess the football. So you take a look at the Clemens Buffaloes starting defense.
Taps an all-district performer, so is Miles Curry. He's got 24 tackles this year.
And Jameer Dudley now playing defense. Remember him? He was a wide receiver earlier this year.
That's right. And Sebastian Garcia up front is a San Antonio Sports All-Star as that carry goes out of bounds.
That was a really nice job making something out of nothing right there. That looked like it might have been a bust, but still able to pick up a couple on the play.
Isaiah Williams, a smart football player. Little undersized for Division I, but he's getting some looks because he's a great athlete and he's a really smart kid.
Yeah, Prairie View, Bethune-Cookman have offered him, and he's still looking at some other scholarship offers. So, line him up.
Counter coming this way and going nowhere. Big number 79, Sebastian Garcia. Again, one of our San Antonio Sports All-Stars getting back there to tackle Jeremiah Cherry.
Well, Sebastian Garcia, Jace Thompson, these guys all playing really, really well. And they've been pretty healthy up there on the defensive line, and they're trying to, assert themselves even more so because you remember Bryce Taylor, their safety that was all over the field when we had these guys earlier this year, the Buffaloes, and he's out for the year. So they're a little thin on the back end. That's why they had to move some pieces back there.
High snap, but he gets it off. That ball's going to bounce and check up at the 22. So Clemens, with a good defensive stand, avoids that bad field position situation they had on the last drive, and we're back in 15 seconds.
Now more than ever, it is important to get the recommended vaccines. You have the power to protect yourself and your family against serious diseases. To learn more, visit covid19.sanantonio.gov or find us on social media using hashtag #DoItForSA.
Jared Johnston watching his squad and his quarterback getting some invaluable experience here. Junior Brandon Wright will be coming back next year. Hands off to Smith, and now it's the Wagner defense with some good penetration and pursuit.
Yeah, Nehemiah Hernandez kind of playing that just the way you draw it up. Was in his gap, waited for the running back to make a move, closed and made the tackle.
Sets up 2nd down and 8. Switch out some personnel.
Take a look at that guy, just a junior, 6'3", 245, and can move.
Zadrian Moore split to the bottom of your screen. The speedster DeBose at the top. Wright's going to keep. He can't get outside. 3 T-Birds there to bring him down, and they're fired up. They thought they may have had a turnover, but it was whistled down.
There's nowhere to go with the football. A little bit of a wide snap. Wright looking for a place to go, but just too many Wagner guys around the football.
Not sure, man. That ball may have been out before he hit the ground, but no replay in high school football, so it'll be 3rd down and long.
Jaireen Campbell and company in on the play.
All right, trips to the left-hand side for Wright. DeBose at the top. He's looking DeBose's way. Now he's pressured. Wright running for his life, and he's going to be sacked. Wagner's defense there, flagged down in the secondary as the T-Birds were right there to get him behind the line of scrimmage. We'll have to see what the flag's all about.
Well, Jaireen Campbell came on a blitz and was able to clean up there at the end. Brandon Wright doing a good job sidestepping, but then just couldn't elude the pressure.
It's going to be defensive holding. That's going to bail him out. It's going to be an automatic 1st down. Not a great possession for Jared Johnston's team, but downfield there was some defensive holding, and that will nullify a really good defensive pursuit by the Wagner squad. Jaireen Campbell back there and trekked back to make the tackle, but again, penalty going to hurt Wagner here.
A really good job by Brandon Wright, too, back there. Again, this is a guy that he wasn't even in the program, Dom. They asked him, they started having quarterback issues, like, hey, could you come out and be the backup JV quarterback? Sure. Next thing you know, he's here.
Good for him.
Man, he's not turning the ball over.
Fires into the flat, caught from DeBose. Makes man or 2 miss, picks up a South Texas Votech 1st down, and a little slow to get up. He's all right.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, for sure.
But again, it's pretty special when you can come out and you see, first of all, what kind of a player Brandon Wright is and how well these coaches have kind of gotten him ready to play. They were really pleased with what he was able to put together last week against a mighty good Steel Ball club.
Might be the last snap of the quarter. 1st and 10, just 15 ticks left. Smith up the middle. Nice gain on 1st down for about 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1 when we come back with the 2nd quarter. After 1, it's all tied up, 7-7. Both teams scoring the first time they touched the ball, and the defenses hunkering down since. It's a good football game on a beautiful night for football out here in Converse. We're coming back with more TNL action after this. Welcome back. Beautiful stadium here, Rutledge Stadium. Undergone a lot of changes over the years. It was the home of those Frank Arnold and D.W. Rutledge Dynasty Rockets back in the 80s and 90s. Jim Rackley took it from there, and they added Wagner as the second high school. Now they've got Veterans Memorial as the third in this district, and it's great to see the growth and development out here. And no matter how many schools they add, same with the Schertz Clemens area, with Steele now and Clemens. No matter how many schools get put up out here, there is plenty of talent to go around.
Sure seems like it, right? I mean, just like we talked about a million times, I mean, every single week seems like the Super Bowl in this league.
2nd and 1. Wright's going to throw it, going to go deep down the sideline. Double covered is DeBose. He made the catch, but he was out of bounds. Wow, what an athletic play. Went up and skied it, got it at its highest point, but he was just out of bounds.
Wright putting a lot of air under this ball, hoping this guy can make a play, and pretty shifty there. DeBose getting a little chicken wing action over there to try to create some space, but just a little too far up the sideline.
That's okay. That was a good call on 2nd and 1. You still have 2 chances here, and Taurian Smith is a dependable back to get you a yard. If that's the route you want to go. They split 3 out to the left. They keep it with Wright. He's got the first down on forward progress. And they'll move the sticks for a Cowboys AC first down for these Clemens Buffaloes.
Yeah, really nice drive they're assembling here. The 3rd time they get the ball. Helped out by that penalty to keep the drive alive, but some really nice balance, throwing it and running it. See both of these teams taking their time and trying to possess the football, and then more importantly, finishing off these drives with points.
First down to Smith now. Boy, good collision right at the line of scrimmage, but his momentum carries him forward for another couple, so that'll be a gain of 3.
Terrell August on making the play. 53, 6 feet, 252 pounds, and just a sophomore.
Wow. Yeah, that was a collision. Mark the tape. Just a sophomore.
Terrell August, Terrell September, Terrell October, Terrell November, all year long.
Right on a roll to his left. Wants a throwback to his right. Patient, waiting, and drilled. Waited a little too long. Nobody came open. And the Wagner defense, John Rector, wrecked that play.
And we got another sophomore sighting. 6'3", 205. John Rector doing a good job clogging up the throwing lane and then closing in a hurry to end up making that play. And as Brandon Wright moves along here, a little more experience, he's going to realize he can just chuck that thing out of bounds and not take the loss on the play. But again, you know, just boggles the mind that Clemens is able to put itself in a spot to control its own playoff destiny with all of the moving parts that they've had so far this season.
Wright want to throw. He wants to throw deep again. This guy got behind the coverage. It's DeBose, and it's incomplete. Makari Higginbotham and Jeremiah Longoria both there. Chuck, no problem getting behind the defense, but they made up the ground and made a play on it.
Yeah, good job. Good throw by Brandon Wright, putting it in about the only spot that he could. It was a really tough play because there was just such great coverage down there on the back end. And Longoria doing a great job fighting through that ball and making a play.
So they'll punt it from their own 44-yard line. That's Caden Turner that we're seeing for the first time tonight. Second time. High snap. Gets this one off. Nice high punt. Fair catch call. He lost it, but Wagner got right back on it on the 11, and that's exactly what you want your punter to do. Nice job, Caden Turner. And Wagner will have it when we come back. It's 7-7 here at Rutledge Stadium. Wagner getting the ball back. Good football game. We knew it would be. Let's take a look at Donovan Ransaw, the wide receiver from the T-Birds. Chuck, he's involved in lots of stuff, huh?
He is, and it's really, really cool how they kind of structure the wide receiver here at Wagner High School. They know that they're not going to get a lot of opportunities, so these guys a lot of them are really, really good blockers on top of everything else that Ransaw's good at. And these guys really do a good job week to week doing what's asked of them and then delivering when their time comes.
Quentin Owens powers ahead for a nice game. Ransaw, as you saw, involved in ROTC and going to study neuroscience in college. I mean, football's at least to his word.
Yeah, right? Tell you what, we got some collisions going on in this year football game, huh?
2nd down and 1. Yeah, Owens is a load. Look at that action. Yeah, that can't be legal, can it? False start.
If you like motion, you got it.
If they could do that every play, you couldn't stop it. Illegal procedure, 5 yards. It'll back him up, make it 2nd down and long. 2nd down and about 7. Williams knows how to run that flex bone under center. Traditional formation here. Send a man in motion. Hand it right up the middle. It's Owens.
Ball's loose.
Ball's out inside the scrum. Clemens pointing to the fact that they've got it. They come out with it, and they do. Jameer Dudley coming up with the turnover. Wow, in great field position. Right there in the red zone. I didn't see it come out. There was a huge scrum right at the point of contact.
Yeah, it looks like somebody's going to get in there, and that was Jameer
just took
Dudley.
it from him.
Let me see you stripped.
Just took it from him.
Now, Jameer Dudley, such a great athlete. You talk about a guy that looks the part, size and speed. Again, they put this guy at safety because they were hurting so bad on the defensive side. Moved him from wide receiver. Just, hey, wherever you need me, coach, I got you.
Smart play. Somebody else was making the contact. He was the second guy there. Just go for the football. He did. Got it back. Taurian Smith now with the carry for the Buffaloes as they move inside the Central Med red zone. Nate Western with the tackle.
Well, it's interesting talking to Coach Johnston this week, and he's got Dudley back there. He's got a couple of safeties that are 6'2" or 6'3", and he says, yep, got some pretty kids back there. One of them just made a play.
Big time. 2nd down and 9, under 8 now here in the 2nd quarter. It's Smith again, off tackle, another big collision, and just a planting form tackle made by Brendan Martin.
Hi, my name's Brendan Martin.
What's yours?
Squared him up.
That's the way they teach it in practice, man, with the tackling dummies.
Man, 27-6A. I'm here for it.
That's fundamental football right there. That's those drills in that August heat. 3rd down and 5 in the red zone.
Oh,
little double pass action. The lefty doesn't want to throw it. Gets to the stick. Going to be close to the 1st down. They're going to mark him out short, I do believe, as that was Derek Graves running to the left-hand side. I thought he got closer than that, but the official was right there on the sideline. That's going to set up 4th down and 1 here at the 12. And Jared Johnston in a interesting, no, not even a thought to here. He's going for it.
Well, Derek Graves, how many times do we see wide receivers or running back or somebody that gets a chance to throw the football and then they make a bad play? That's a good decision right there. If you don't have it, run it. Good job, showing a lot of foresight right there.
It's 4th down, so he wants to talk this one over. And when we come back, big play here early in this ball game. Tie game, 7:18 to go.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Welcome back, beautiful red moon over Converse, Texas tonight.
Looks like a sugar cookie.
It's you and food every time, this time of night, man. You know, ever since Mike Hernandez quit bringing those free tacos up to the group,
right?
Big game, big play here. 4th down and 1. They're going to change their mind and kick a field goal. Villegas, their kicker, has been a good one, but he misses that one. Looks like he pulled it. And so we'll be back in 15 seconds. We'll be back in 15 seconds.
Now more than ever, it is important to get the recommended vaccines. You have the power to protect yourself and your family against serious diseases. To learn more, visit covid19.sanantonio.gov or find us on social media using hashtag #DoItForSA.
Noah Villegas, one of our San Antonio Sports All-Stars, kicking in that game. He's made 3 out of 4 this year, 9 out of 10 extra points, but not to be right there. And they talked it over, changed their mind, and it did not pay off. As we go back to the Flexbone and Wagner on their own 20, and they run it straight ahead again. It's Quentin Owens in the interior. That Clemens defensive line has done a nice job containing that big young man.
Yeah, really good job run blitzing on that one. Landon Dietz and company bottling it up. Dietz coming off the edge, making a play for very few yards. Actually, just a couple.
2nd down and 8. Same formation. Williams gonna run it, gonna pitch it, gonna get to the edge. A nice cut back there by Markel Ford, who's been explosive here tonight. He goes across the 30. That's good enough for a Cowboys AC 1st down before Dietz got over there to knock him out of bounds.
Yeah, good speed outside. And then again, Joshua Collazo, the wide receiver, doing an excellent job squaring up his guy and giving his ball carrier a chance to make a few more yards.
See the Enroll SA band cam? It's homecoming. Going to have some good performances out here tonight. Stick around for the halftime show for sure. Coming up in 6 minutes and 26 seconds. Isaiah Williams under center. Going this way again. This time he'll keep. Dodges the first guy, takes a big hit coming from the backside. And that was Traylon Williams, the senior, who followed the play and brought him down.
And Taurian Smith doing an excellent job, too, from his defensive end spot, getting back there and disrupting the flow of the play.
Second down and 8. I think they've got 12 on the field. Jared Johnston, staff up here in the booth wanting a flag, not happening. And you can see Johnson on the far sideline just begging for that call. I wasn't able to count him.
All I know is Jameer Dudley's a really good football player.
Yes, he is.
I mean, he just looks like he knows what he's doing on every single snap. Very aggressive, getting after the ball carrier and making a great tackle there in the open field.
So 3rd down and 2 here for Wagner in the flex bone. Williams has Owens behind him, hands to him, and this time he's got a nice gain, that 3 or 4 you wanted, or that they want every single snap. And when they can get you for 4, those chains consistently moves, and it eats up yardage and also eats up the clock.
Yeah, Terrell Peterson making a play, and he's been a guy, too, that's been banged up for Clemens, but they're glad he's back. Get some more help on that Clemens defense. Coach Johnston always loads up his defense every year, and they're really certainly playing well here tonight.
So here we are on a Cowboys AC 1st down. It's Markel Ford. Another nice 1st down gain. Miles Curry making the tackle.
Yep, Miles Curry, 2-year starter, playing real well. Pretty sure you mentioned, right, he was going to UAW, or at least got an offer from them, doing a great job. The lockdown guy over there for these Buffs.
Man, I'm just so impressed with the ball skills of Williams at quarterback. He's just running this thing methodically. Just to handle the football in this offense is impressive as they break a big one here. Owens carrying tacklers with him for a big gain. Almost 20 yards there, straight up the gut.
Straight up the gut for the Bethel College in Kansas commit. Took a big hit, Don, in that Smithson Valley game. It was a 21-14 game when he went down. And then they noticed that Isaiah was also a little banged up, so they lost 2 guys, their 2 best guys on offense on the
Williams wants to throw it, going deep, has a man in single coverage. Just through the outstretched hands of the intended receiver. Just a little long for Ransall. Good throw, had air under it. Cameron Owens on the coverage. I thought it was 6.
Yeah, nice ball. Just a little bit too tall. Cam Owens, a sophomore, doing a good job running stride for stride down the field.
2nd down and 10 now for Williams. Hands to Owens, and we have a pre-snap penalty, and we're probably going to have a false start, and that is the call. Again, our crew out here tonight, led by Tom McAfee. Always appreciate these officials.
I was talking to Tom before the game, asked him how he got into the stadium so quickly. Man, this was the best tailgate scene we've seen all year. Man, it took me a while to get into this place.
I'm telling you, just the smell from a mile away.
Right?
The barbecue pit was going. 2nd down and long, Williams. Pitch, Joshua Colonzo. He's got the 1st down and more. Big time option play by that Wagner offense. Paul Menke, the sophomore, finally with the tackle, but not before. Gets inside the Centro Med red zone. Another Cowboys AC 1st down.
Well, Joshua Colazzo's done a great job all night blocking, and when he gets his chance to get his hands on the football, we had a lot of green in front of him. Makes a huge play for Wagner here as they try to march the ball down the field and get some sort of points out of this.
Looking like the Wagner flex bone of old. New set of downs for Williams. Again, Owens has it. He busts up the middle for Chunk Moore down to the 10. And you can see Williams clapping his hands. He knows he's got that Clemens defense on their heels right now.
Yeah,
good rhythm, good tempo.
Yeah, Chavez, Gonzalez, Wisniewski on the right side of that line. You got Sierra and Delgado on the left side. These guys are doing a really good job in their zone blocking schemes.
They've got him off balance and they know it. And the play caller is in a rhythm right now for Wagner on this drive. 2nd down and 4. It's Williams on the keep. Nice fake up to Owens. He kept it. Went in that next level. And moves the sticks again. Another Cowboys AC 1st down, following his pulling blocker perfectly right through the hole.
Death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Nice swag going. He's got the Jordan armband. Look at that. Isaiah Williams, really impressed with this young man before the game. Just the nicest kid and mature, and you can tell he's the leader of this squad. He's got him moving right now. Little pitch coming this way, cutting back, and short of the goal line is Markel Ford. But it'll only be 2nd down. Taurian Smith with the tackle.
Look at Travion Smith bird dog that play from the backside. Really good hustle.
And the Clemens defense wants to talk it over. You got 3 chances here with your big boy Owens. I would pound him all day long as we take a look at the San Antonio Sports doing great things with Beyond the Game.
Beyond the Game is an initiative that works with high school and middle school teams in all of our school districts to encourage them to get out in the community and serve. It also asks them to really reflect on some key values in their lives, both on the field, off the field. Beyond the Game is a great program to help our coaches as they try to teach their kids these values.
Valero's success is linked to its values of integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service. They are part of everything we do in business and in the community. We are proud to partner with San Antonio Sports and recognize the next generation of leaders as they develop these life-enriching values on and off the field.
We're absolutely thrilled that Valero has joined our team. They're a company that lives their values and makes San Antonio a better place for all of us. Nominate your team today by going to sanantoniosports.org. 4 teams will be recognized during the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by HEB on January 8th in the Alamo Dome.
For that, we now know the rosters. Going to meet a lot of those kids this weekend and start that process of recognizing them from now till the end of the year. And it's always a really fun game. Missed it last year. Last year we had missed the Alamo Dome last year. The game was always in jeopardy with the COVID situation that we had. But it's always fun to recognize those seniors getting that one last shot. You never know if they're going to, that one last look will get them playing somewhere.
Yeah, and I just remember Coach Johnston's probably one of his favorite players of all time, DiDomenico, and now he's playing college ball. Boy, he's starting that game playing defense.
Williams would do it himself, and there's going to be a flag fly from the umpire, and they just moved early. So that's just the one thing that can kill you right there. You got 3 plays to get it in from a yard, and they just went too fast. But Coach Starren will get creative here. Still got a really capable offense, but no, they were in a rhythm and had it going.
I get it to Quentin Owens. I don't know about you.
Why not? Why not? 2nd and goal from the 6. They hand it to Owens. He only gets a couple, and he's pushed back as Evan Tapp knew it was going his way, and those are 2 of the best players in the whole district.
Yeah, that was alpha dog on alpha dog.
Both of them looking forward to the one-on-one challenge, and Tapp comes up the winner on this one. Although it took a couple of his buddies to help him. So that sets up 3rd and goal from the 4.
Guys out here competing hard, and I mean, they all know what's at stake tonight. Clemens controls its own destiny. Wagner needs some help, but they're still very much in it.
Colonzo in that slot. He goes in motion. Williams will keep. He's bottled up. They're trying to get a push. Gain of about 1. It'll be 4th and goal from the 2.5. And we've got whistles and a player down. It's Tapp. And he's tough as nails. And he is face down in the dirt. Gives us time to talk about our $5,000 band grant courtesy of Children's Hospital of San Antonio. Christus Health providing this every year for the band that gets the most votes. And the way you vote is you text the band you like to 44332. Tonight's band numbers are Clemens band 4, because they were on earlier in the year. Wagner band 16 to 44332. Whichever one you like. The band that gets the most texts all season long here from TNL will get the $5,000 band grant. And we've got a cart out on the field as they take a look at Tapp, and that's a bit of concern. So we'll send it to break. Good news is he's moving his extremities. He's lifting his head. They've rolled him over onto his back, so it looks like it might be a leg injury. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Hey San Antonio and TNL fans, it's TC time at Taco Cabana. Right now, 2 can dine for $10.99. Choose from shredded chicken taco plate, ground beef taco plate, or a flauta plate. TC also has several shareable items available, perfect for before, during, or after the big game. ground beef kicking nachos for $7.99, a 12-pack of flautas for $13.99, and 2 cheese quesadillas, 12 flautas for just $19.99. Add a 20-ounce soft drink for just $1. Stop by any Taco Cabana and enjoy TC time today, or have them delivered using the new Taco Cabana app.
So, trainers and physicians still attending to Evan Tapp, the outstanding all-district linebacker from Clemens, who really stole the show in week 1. And they're attending to his right leg. Don't want to speculate on the injury, but it's good to see that there was movement and it didn't appear to be a neck injury. As you can see them bring out that air cast, and they're going to put his right leg into that cast, blow it up, and cart him off. So we wish the best for Evan Tapp.
Yeah, Don, I mean, this is a guy that was an all-district pick as a sophomore. He's the guy that gets them lined up in their defensive fronts. We lauded him all night, what type of football player he is, and this has been some kind of season for Jared Johnston and his crew in terms of managing these injuries.
Yeah, in a lot of pain, and, you know, they knew immediately. They called for that cart quickly. And so that tells you that they probably saw some sort of injury that they knew that they would need to get that stabilized and moved on for some medical help. But anytime you see the cart, man, the first thing I think of is, you know, neck and those concussion injuries and those neck injuries. And so when they rolled him over, that's a good sign. And you look for the silver linings here. Obviously, this is devastating for the Clemens football team and for Evan Tapp and the rest of the season, but it looks like he's out of any immediate danger, and we'll take a break and reassess when we come back. There's Evan Tapp. Just heartbreaking for fans of that young man. Such a great, outstanding player, student, young man, and I hate to see that. Hate to see that. And back live action, it is 4th and goal with 29 seconds to go in the half. Wagner with the football, trying to punch it in here. They had it 2nd and goal from the half-yard line, had a penalty, backed them up, and the Clemens defense has stoned them twice here close. So it comes down to this play with Isaiah Williams under center. Owens behind him. They're taking their time, maybe trying to get Clemens to jump. This will be the last play of the half, no matter what. And now they burn a timeout. I think they were trying to get him to jump. You see if Jason Starron maybe want to try a field goal here. As we take a look at the TNL schedule coming up for the rest of the season. Got Floresville and Bernie Champion. That'll be a good one. We enjoyed scheduling that one early in the season. We thought that would be a good rivalry game. Roosevelt and Churchill going at it on November 4th. And this weekend, a full weekend of college football. We got Big Ten action with Northwestern and Michigan. Oklahoma State beating those Texas Longhorns. Washington football team and the Packers is the noon game. And we've got the Colts and Niners on Sunday Night Football.
Man, Fox San Antonio, you're home for Green Bay Packer football. I think we've had them every single week.
I think you love that. And hey, by the way, on the CW35 this week, your UTSA Roadrunners.
Right.
At Louisiana Tech, 6 o'clock for that one.
Everybody in the Reese's Dental Smile Cam excited about that.
I know San Antonio's fired up about UTSA football. Finally. 7-0. Here we go. 4th and goal. They do the option. Colanzo trying to get to the corner. Does not. The Clemens defense comes through. Paul Menke wrangles him down, and that'll do it here for the first half. No flags. And a great goal line stand by the Buffalo.
Man, we thought we were going to have a track meet after these first 2 drives of the game, but say hello to the defense and the sophomore coming up with a huge play to send us to half.
Stick around for our halftime show. Zach Hedrick will be with you for all the band's homecoming here for the Wagner Thunderbird community. Good football game, 7-7. Halftime show next.
Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights. Presented by Thomas J. Henry. And sponsored by Vulcan Materials Company, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, Risa's Dental and Braces, Cowboys AC, South Texas Vocational Tech, Central Med, Enroll SA, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, San Antonio Sports, Valero, Rhino Roofers, My Collision Center, Air Today Heating and Air Conditioning, Guild Mortgage, Beluga Air, Big City Plumbing, and Monarch Trophy Studio. Welcome to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office Halftime Show.
Welcome to the Bexar County Sheriff's Halftime Show here at Rutledge Stadium. It's all knotted up at the half, a great half of football between the Buffaloes and Thunderbirds. Both teams scoring on their opening possessions, and then it's been a defensive battle since then. The Buffaloes making a goal line stand right before the half to keep it knotted at 7-7. Right now, the Clemens Buffalo High School Marching Band and their spirit squads are on the field. We'll take a look at their performances here. 250 total band members this year. They are led onto the field by band director Matt Boning. And then he's assisted by Zach Serrato, Rob Wheeler, Christina Caro, Anthony Gutierrez, and Anthony Mayer. Drum majors this year are Mackenzie Wood, Sam McDowell, and Kelsey Sample. The UIL show theme this year is Fortune of Fools, and after their spirit and dance routine here, we'll get a look at their halftime performance. Our thanks once again to the Mighty Buffalo Band, sounding great. Always great to showcase these high school bands here at halftime. And it's their second appearance here on TNL this season. Once again, it's time to vote for the Children's Hospital of San Antonio $5,000 band grant. If you'd like to vote for the Clemens Band, text Band 4 to 44332. That's Band 4 without any spaces to 44332. Visit the CW35.com for complete texting guidelines.
San Antonio middle and high school athletes are doing great things for our community. San Antonio Sports and Valero are shining the light on teams who model key values through their action. This week, we salute two schools whose community projects demonstrate beyond the game values. During the summer, the Clemens boys soccer team helped the San Antonio Food Bank get a distribution. They passed out food to families in need, plus pulled crops and vegetables at the food bank's urban farm. At the start of the school year, the Wagner girls basketball team also supported the San Antonio Food Bank by going to the warehouse where they helped sort, pack, and organize food for distribution. These athletes demonstrated the beyond the game values of integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service. San Antonio Sports and Valero salute high school and middle school coaches who inspire their teams to serve others. Parents, teachers, and coaches can nominate teams that go beyond the game. Visit sanantoniosports.org.
You're watching the Bexar County Sheriff's Office Halftime Show.
Welcome back to Rutledge Stadium. The Mighty Buffalo Band continuing their halftime performance. And right now we'd like to introduce you to a couple of more student athletes. We introduce you to a lot of outstanding students throughout the season here on TNL. And at the end of the season, Vulcan Materials Company will present one of them with a $10,000 scholarship. Let's meet this week's students. Our scholar athlete from Clemens High School is Sanaya Friendly. The senior sprinter has a perfect 4.0 GPA.
All my friends, we're all trying to keep our grades as high as possible so we can get in the best colleges. So definitely surrounding people with like-minded focuses has definitely kept me going.
Sanaya has been running track events since she was 10 years old. Last year, she took the silver medal in the 100 meters at the state track meet.
At the actual track meet, you couldn't see what you got until it pulled up on the board, and it was so close, but I was just happy.
She also runs the 200-meter sprint and long jumps. This year, she has her mind set on getting back to the state meet.
I definitely want to go to state again and medal in gold. I want to be first place in all of my events if I'm able to.
Sanaya is a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. She also volunteers her time at Delcrest Church of Christ, collecting food for families in need.
My faith is a big part of who I am. On Sundays, I go to church, and then Tuesdays, we have ladies' Bible studies, so I'm always on that.
Sanaya hopes to continue running track in college.
I'm being recruited by a few colleges like Harvard, Rice, and Texas Tech.
Down the road, Sanaya, could we see you in an Olympics one year?
If God blesses me to, that'd be an amazing opportunity.
Our scholar athlete from Wagner High School is Mary Parks. The senior basketball standout has a GPA of 103.1.
I feel like I could definitely be better, but I'm happy with the GPA that I have.
Mary is a shooting guard for the Thunderbirds. This is her first year playing on the varsity squad.
Well, I'm really excited. It's my senior year. It's our last year to play, and I feel like with the team that we have this year, we have a really good shot.
Mary is a member of the National Honor Society. During her sophomore year, she helped establish Gamma Sigma, an environmentally focused student club.
We take our planet for granted. So, educating people, about plastic, about recycling, about composting. That's a big thing, especially when we live in cities and there is littering everywhere.
Mary plans to remain in the Lone Star State for college and has aspirations of becoming a neurosurgeon or a psychiatrist.
If not Rice, I'm definitely looking at UT. I like the majors that they offer there.
Who is Vulcan Materials Company? You see our trucks on roads all over San Antonio and the surrounding area. But what do we do? Well, our story began over 100 years ago, and today we are the nation's largest producer of aggregates. That's stone, sand, and gravel. Plus, we produce construction-based materials including asphalt and ready-mixed concrete, the stuff to build the roads you travel, the schools your kids attend, and the homes you live in. Everywhere you look, you will see our footprint. Our story is one built on the talent, dedication, and performance of our employees. Hardworking San Antonians just like you. Our mission is to be responsible stewards with respect to the safety and environmental impact of our operations and products. In other words, we want to be your good neighbor, doing the right thing, the right way, all the time. The Vulcan way. Who are we? We're the ones helping to build a rock-solid future in San Antonio. Vulcan Materials Company, proud sponsor of Thursday Night Lights and Scholar Athletes.
You're watching the Bexar County Sheriff's Office Halftime Show.
Welcome back to Rutledge Stadium, a homecoming halftime. Wagner beginning their homecoming festivities here. So the band will be performing after the game. They're up in the stands right now, actually taking in all of the ceremonies here going on right now. But the Wagner Marching Band, 150 total members in the band this year. They are led by band director Jose Perez. He's assisted by Raul Cisneros and Steven Rosario. The color guard director is Ruben Alejandre. The percussion tech, Braylon Blassingame. And the student teacher this year is Jose Cruz. Drum majors are Adiana Zuniga, Faith Luna, and Garrett Eldred. The UIL show this year is titled Uncharted Waters, and the Wagner Marching Band has already had a successful marching contest season. They made the finals for the U.S. Band's Yamaha Cup earlier this month, and then it earned a first division sweepstakes at the UIL marching contest last week. They will be right back here at Rutledge Stadium this weekend to perform at the UIL Area H marching contest this weekend. Let's check out some of the homecoming festivities here for Wagner.
Our sophomores, who contested are Greg Williams and Chase Savage. She's our Wagner Student Council Secretary with a 4.0 GPA, basically a pediatrician after she graduates from college. Greg is the son of Morris and Nakia Williams. He plays on the varsity football and basketball teams and runs track. Greg hopes to play in the NFL or NBA and also be a pilot. Now, for our juniors, Prince and Princess, Maximus Cardona and Janelle Iris Carino. Janelle is the daughter of Valerie and James Carino. She is a varsity shoulder dancer, and after graduation, she is an athletic academic advisor. Maximus is the son of Lilia and Isaias Cardona. He plays on a varsity baseball team as well as club baseball with Texas Heat. Maximus will attend Texas State and major in health science to become a physical therapist. Now, we will introduce all the senior candidates running for king and queen. Our queen candidates are Tony Guzman, Alyssa Hostos, Natalia Sanchez, Wagner Avila, Zoe Petlow, Margaret Johnson, Faith Luna, Tiara Keeler, Sarah Sandoval, Victoria Lawrence, Andrea Randall. Johnson. Joshua Palazzo. Aiden Smith. Nathaniel Guyton.
You're watching the Bexar County Sheriff's Office halftime show.
Hey, Chuck, it's halftime, and they're doing the whole king and queen thing here tonight for Wagner, and the uniforms are out early. The king had on a leopard print jacket. The cape is a downgrade from what he was wearing earlier. He is sporting it.
I saw him before the game. I thought, man, this guy's the best dressed guy in the building for sure.
Look, he's moving that cape off to the side. He wants to make sure you can see that leopard jacket, man. He's not going to cover it up with a cape. And the queen also being crowned here for Wagner on homecoming, and they're very much in this football game. 7-7, time for our Taco Cabana halftime highlights. Clemens got on the board first. Taurian Smith with a 3-yard touchdown run made it 1-zip. These are the first 2 possessions of the football game. Wagner came right back with a 23-yard run by Markel Ford, who made the wood at the end of this one. Physical run, tied it up at 7, and then the defense is buckled down, including a goal line stand late by Clemens. We're all knotted up. 7-7, good football game, a lot of running. And we will get going here with the second half kickoff when we come back. A little trickeration on the opening kickoff of the second half. Wagner's got it all the way down near the 50-yard line. That's Markel Ford. And I like that little option.
Dude, was that a Statue of Liberty on a kickoff?
Man, I saw Scott Ankrum and John Jay run this in 1983. The guy who catches it turns around and faces the other guys, and then you do not know which way it's going. There's 3 options. And it went to the outside, but that's fun. First down and 10 for the T-Birds. In that bone offense, helmet comes off. Somebody lost his head as Quentin Owens carries straight ahead. We'll go down now to Zach Hedrick. Zach?
Thanks, Don. Caught up with both coaches out of the locker room. Coach Jason Starrin says that he's a little frustrated with this team, looking for them to play better. They know they can play better, so looking to cut down on the turnovers and just execute better. Now, as far as the Buffaloes and Coach Johnson, he says that he's looking for more sustained drives out of his offense to keep the Wagner offense off the field. And he just says that they've got to get Wagner in long down and distance situations to help them out, guys.
Isaiah Williams off to the races down to the 30-yard line. Did a nice job on that option of seeing where the defense was, keeping the football himself, turning it upfield.
Yeah, and it's going to the house if Terrell Peterson doesn't get him right there. Yeah, nice play, nice run. Wagner on the move. Shot out of a cannon here to start the third quarter.
South Texas Votech first down inside Clemens territory. Flexbone offense. He's got Collazo over there. Instead, right up the middle is Owens. We take a look at our first half stats. And Chuck, this has been a complete ground game. And that's why the clock's running so fast here. We're in the second half. It's not even 9 o'clock.
Well, Clemens' defense has really kept him in this football game. Came up with a key turnover in that second quarter, and then obviously they were able to get that stand right before the half. But the only thing that matters is we got a 7-7 ball game.
2nd and 8 for Isaiah Williams. Owens behind him. Runs the option, keeps again. He's got a seam. Williams inside the Central Med red zone all the way down to about the 16, 17. They're going to mark it at the 18-yard line.
Jameer Dudley on the play. Of course he is. But look at the nice fake here. Head and shoulders really sells it out. Makes it look like he's going to pitch it, but kept it and turned it upfield.
First down and 10. And they show that option to the left. Now he pitches. And a good open field tackle on Markel Ford by Jameer Dudley again. Boy, is he fast.
Yeah, wide receiver turned safety. Turned everybody's All-American. I mean, this guy is some kind of specimen. Fantastic football player, and we're seeing a lot of it tonight. Size, speed, length. Got it all.
Physicality as well. Second down and 10 for Williams. Checking out the defense. Just run it to the right. He'll keep it over center, not going anywhere. Whistle blows, and no gain on that play. As Traylon Williams read it perfectly and stopped it at the line of scrimmage.
Buffalo so far in this ball game done a really good job of, the old bend don't break. Wagner's having its way moving the football, but Clemens to this point done an amazing job of making sure they don't come away with points when they get down here.
There's a big play here, 3rd down and 8 from the 17. He'll pitch it again, forward to the corner. He's going to get the sticks. Does that same thing he did last time. Twice tonight. For the first time, he ran over Cameron Owens and scored. This time he runs over him, but Cameron Owens had some help. Paul Mankey there to push him out of bounds before he could get to the cone, but it's a first down, and it's a big play on 3rd and 8.
Well, Cameron Owens is doing a job over there, Don. Just a freshman. I mean, that was a great job peeling off that block and ended up making the play. Just Wagner so tight with these run formations and well executed.
All right, so it's 1st and goal. Williams very patient. Looks like it's going to the right. This time he keeps. This time it's not going anywhere. It's kind of like, Chuck, you just keep hammering away. You know that every 2 or 3 plays, they're going to read it right and stop you, but the one time that they don't, it pops big, and that's the way it's happened on this drive.
Derek Davidson making a really good play right there, but again, that's the Wagner MO, right? They want to come in and get 3 or 4 yards of carry, control the clock, keep the other team's offense off the field, and obviously, ultimately, they want to get in the end zone and score the football, but to this point, Clemens has done a good job keeping them off the board.
They lull you to sleep with that same look, and every once in a while they get creative and run something different. This is a pitch sweep, toss sweep to the 5, to the 2, diving in, touchdown, Joshua Collazo. They finish off the drive this time, and it's Wagner going on top here early in the 3rd.
Boy, Josh Collazo sure makes the most of his touches, right? And what a great cut back inside and then finishes off the run at the end, creases the goal line and gives his squad the lead. Now he's gonna hold.
Merci Mondani on to kick the extra point. And that kick from Merci is, thank you very much, good.
Très bien.
How about them T-Birds staying alive and going on top here early in the 3rd quarter?
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Guild Mortgage.
Welcome back. Converse, Texas, Rutledge Stadium. The Wagner T-Birds have moved ahead. And before we get to this kickoff, let's go down to Zach for an update on Evan Tapp, who appeared to suffer a pretty significant leg injury.
Yeah, guys, talked to Coach Johnson. They don't really have a clear indication yet. It could be a bad strain, but he's going to be out the rest of the game just as a precaution.
All right, thanks, Zach.
And they're going to miss his presence in the middle of the field, and obviously they missed his presence on that last drive. That's a lot of tackles that Clemens is going to have to find a way to make up for.
Ball's out. DuBose has it. Uh-oh. Flag flies in late. That ball came out late. I think he was down. He's had a hard time handling the football early, but that almost kind of has worked to his advantage because they overrun it a little bit, and he's so fast. But again, they've had problems with penalties on these kick returns. Remember, he took one all the way to the house. It came back. Didn't he have one that was also called back, or a reception that was called back late in the game against Brennan? Yeah, touchdown catch.
Our guy can make plays. There's no doubt about that. And high stepper.
He just elegant runner. Fun to watch. But again, they'll back this up. This might be from the spot of the foul. From the 30. They'll mark it off. And it's going to be a 10-yarder. And it'll be 1st and 10 right there from the 19-yard line.
Now we'll see if Clemens can counter.
All right, here we go. We heard the Clemens coaches next door make the play call. I know what's coming. Brandon Wright hands off to Smith. He picks up about 7 on what they called 48 sweep. Nice pickup. He's 2nd down and short.
All I could hear was him pounding on the table.
You can hear that
wanted
too.
To go.
I'm hearing the play calls. That's fun. I'll wait till the snap to call it because I don't want to, in case.
You don't want a Tony Romo Esta?
I don't want to. It's a 44 power is what they call this, so it's probably a little run right up the middle. And it's not going anywhere. Wagner must be listening to T&L.
Greg Williams, just sophomore, 6'3", 210, number 88. The Wagner D-line playing on the other end of the line of scrimmage.
So we'll see where they spot this. It's going to be 2nd down.
They're playing on the other end of the line of scrimmage a little too quickly, it would appear.
Yep, penalty on the play. It's going to move the sticks. Yeah, maybe that's what Tony Romo does. Maybe he's got, he's so close to the opposing coaches
right.
The calls. It's entertaining for sure. 1st and 10, right, looking right, now going left. Had a man, he just didn't get it out of his hands, and the hesitation cost him as big 88, Greg Williams got in there, and again, I can't believe this kid's just a sophomore. We talked about it last week, Chuck, when we say that's the kid with the D1 offer. Just the eye test, no numbers on, just walking around in a T-shirt. This kid was huge for a sophomore.
Pretty good dance move for a sophomore.
2nd down and long now.
That's some long fellas up there up front.
They shift it. And they'll hand it to Smith. He's looking for a seam, finds it. But then the Wagner defense closes. It's a gain of about 4. It'll set up 3rd down at about 8 or 9. Brennan Martin making the tackle. And a big play here for Clemens. They took the early lead. Again, they're 2-2 in district play. Need to win 2 out of their last 3. Wagner on the outside looking in at 0-4 in district play. But the Wagner football team, you would never know it watching them tonight. They have answered, and then they've taken the lead here early in the 3rd quarter, and now a big 3rd down could get their defense off the field. Brandon Wright, the quarterback, looking to throw, now wants to go deep. He's got double coverage for DuBose, who goes up over both defenders and makes the catch. He did it earlier tonight and he was out of bounds. This time he goes up, high points the football, and a huge gain for the Clemens Buffaloes.
Oh, by the way, another sophomore. Does this guy look like a sophomore?
He looks like an Olympic medal winner in the 200 to me.
Oh, man, what a player. What a good throw there, too, huh?
Very nice throw. It's a South Texas Votech first down. Actually, he's a triple jumper. And I think last year, as a freshman, he was the regional champion in the triple jump. Ball's out. Wright's going to try to get on top of it. Still loose. Wagner's got it. Now they do. They got a little ambition, tried to house it. Instead, they finally come up with it with Jyrene Campbell. And just devastating into a drive that was going oh so well for the Buffs.
Well, let's take a look. There have been a lot of snaps that have gone to the left side of the quarterback here tonight, and then, boy, you've seen it a million times. Once a football in its oblong shape starts hopping around down there, it is awfully hard to get back on it sometimes, and Wagner, with that many guys in pursuit, coming up with a turnover.
An American League umpire would have called that snap a strike.
Right?
Here goes Wagner. This is a double pass, but there's good coverage down there. They throw it over the coverage and through the hands of Donovan Ranshaw. I told you they lull you to sleep with that same look over and over again, and then they try something a little creative, and William Gaddis had it go through his hands, but nice play call there.
Who threw that? That was one heck of a throw. Markel Ford, that was a dime, dude.
Right on target, all the way down to the 15. So they'll set up second down and 10. Owens is behind Williams. Let's see if they go back to the power game here or run it the option again outside to the flex bone. They can go left, they can go right, they can go up the middle. And this time they go too quickly, and it is a false start against Wagner. So instead of second and 10, they'll back it up. It'll be second and 20. Let's take a look at Miles Curry. We're going to see him in the San Antonio Sports All-Star game. He was an All-District performer a year ago.
Yep, two-year starter. And this guy completely looks the part. An app selection for sure.
I always love watching what these option teams do in long yardage situations, because you know they're usually not going to throw the ball. And when the option there, it gets them 5 back, but now they're 3rd and 10. Sometimes, I mean, when you run option football, you've got to be good on first down, and penalties just kill you.
Well, Landon Dietz, that's just an exceptional play by the Clemens linebacker. Laying out to try to bring down a really sturdy ball carrier, and was equal to the task on that one.
Let's see what Jason Starron has up his sleeve here. 3rd and 10 from his own 42. With an offense that rarely throws it. And here's Isaiah Williams. He's looking to throw here, and does. Has a receiver over the middle, and it's caught by Cameron Smith. And we've got another slow to get up Buffalo. It's Paul Mankey, the sophomore, and he's trying to get up, but we'll take it. Well, let's see what he does here. He's all right. He's going to try to walk it off, so we'll stay here. Although they did take a timeout. What a nice throw by Williams for another South Texas Votech first down. They needed that one.
Yeah, it's a huge play on 3rd down, and
he's thrown the ball well when he's attempted to throw it.
I mean, that's what Coach Starron said. He's like, don't go to sleep on this guy. He runs our offense because this is what we need him to do. But there's a lot of untapped potential as a thrower. I mean, we've seen that tonight time and time again.
There were a couple of really nice balls that were dropped or went just barely overthrew a guy in the end zone. You could make the argument that it wasn't overthrown. It was real close. So a South Texas Votech first down for Williams. Got a new fullback in there, Jeremiah Cherry. Instead, they pitch it to the corner, and Joshua Colazzo gets out there, and again, they do what they want, right? They get what they want, 5 yards, 4 yards.
Yeah, when it's running like it is fun to watch because they're just so compact with everything that they do. You got a lot going on right there.
I was wondering what was coming out of there. It's a headband. It's two guys who are jealous of that hair.
Oh, 100%.
2nd and 7. We call it 6. Williams breaking this one across the 30. Williams to the 20. Williams on his feet all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Jameer Dudley makes the tackle, but again, Isaiah Williams reading that option and running it to perfection.
Look at how well he holds that ball into the running back's hands to the last possible second, then pulls it and gets upfield. Very well executed.
Look out, the Wagner Thunderbirds up a touchdown, trying to make it 2. South Texas Votech first down inside the Central Med red zone, and here we go as the third quarter clock ticks inside 3 minutes with these running offenses. Owens back in behind him. They hand it to him, and he is met hard right at the line of scrimmage by Taurian Smith. Nice tackle.
Textbook. Man, these guys really, really playing well. Both their defensive ends playing well. Smith has had a great season so far. Coach Johnson says this guy impresses me daily.
You got to remember, I mean, that's not a small guy he's bringing down that easily, too.
No.
That's the biggest hoss on the field, and he made it look easy. Second down and 9. Option goes left. Williams keeps, and it's the same Taurian Smith who's fired up again, makes another athletic play to sling him down. And is Taurian Smith jacked up or what?
Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden he's having his way and making some plays along the way.
He is put together.
Look at that, just shucking guys and then coming through and blasting away.
It's going to be an interesting call here for Wagner. Third down and 9 as you take a look at our Enroll SA band cam. Great to see both bands at halftime. Chuck, 2 down territory here. You think a field goal if you don't convert?
I'll let you know when we get there.
Williams going to throw to the end zone. Got a man back in the back part of the end zone. I thought he was out, and the official makes that call. It was close, but I didn't see him get his foot down as William Gaddis brought it in, but it was just a little deep.
Man, that was a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah. Right there. Oh, just a beat.
Man, I mean, in real time, I thought that was for sure out of bounds. And, man, as we watch it in slow motion.
That foot's down, but he doesn't have possession, does he? That's close, yeah. They're going for it here on 4th, and Williams wants to throw, and does, and misses his man. Something flew off, but it's a hat. Receiver went out of bounds and came back in. And Clemens defense holds again. 1:03 left in the third. Wagner up 14-7.
Tonight's Facebook live stream is sponsored by Enroll SA.
It is our Reese's Dental and Braces Smile Cam as we resume third quarter action here. Fans enjoying a nice night at the ballpark. Brandon Wright back in for the Buffaloes. Hands off to Smith, who has a nice gain here on first down. Whistles blow. And they have a penalty. I didn't see it flag. But maybe on the far sideline. Chuck, you know what tonight is? Where were you on this night in 1975? Carlton Fisk waving that ball.
Really?
There. Fenway, 12th inning, Game 6 of the World Series against the Cincinnati Reds. Personal foul, we'll march that one off, so big game for Clemens.
Yeah, maybe that'll be the spark that gets them going on this drive. Again, you know, we talked about how many injuries both of these teams have had, but, you know, I can only imagine how hard it is to have any continuity on offense if you're Clemens, if you're going through quarterbacks like they have. And, you know, the job that both of these guys have done to get their teams ready to play each and every week. You lost another key guy tonight. It's just amazing how quickly and how well these teams and these coaching staffs adapt to any situation.
Wright throws the slant over the middle, and a nice job reaching out there and knocking it away, but number 12 is Brendan Martin. He read it and moved quickly to his left. It's kind of batted away. Break it up. Mom and Dad let you stay up for the 12th inning that night in 1975?
Nope, I don't recall that.
You don't?
No.
It was a Saturday night. My dad was a Baptist preacher, so we had to go to bed to go to Sunday school the next day, and everybody was talking about it at church. There was no DVRs either. Wright looking to throw. He's pursued. Hit as he throws. And the booth reminding us that we're both very, very old.
Yes. That was a given before we started the night.
Right now down. He got hit hard right as he let go of the football. He was off balance. And Nate Western ran him down, and we're back in 15 seconds.
Now more than ever, it is important to get the recommended vaccines. You have the power to protect yourself and your family against serious diseases. To learn more, visit covid19.sanantonio.gov or find us on social media using hashtag #DoItForSA.
And it's unthinkable that Clemens could lose another quarterback, right?
Yep.
I mean, this is number 4 this season.
Yep.
If he does not return, Sam Schneider would be up next. And we'll see what is. You know what? Let's just take a break as they reassess him, and we'll come back after this. Yeah, how many times have we seen this by a quarterback driven into the ground, that right shoulder right there into the ground, and Tony Romo had those injuries. We've seen so many quarterbacks with that injury.
Yeah, collarbone or separated shoulder or something. I don't know. Is he holding his hand or wrist too? That could be one of many things.
Yeah. Maybe it's his left arm. The defender fell on that side, so could be something different. It's not good. And they go with Schneider. Well, actually, they don't. They got a different athlete playing quarterback who doesn't play quarterback. And that's Jameer Dudley, that star defensive back who used to be a wide receiver. And they've stuck him in there playing a little QB. All right, so watch on this recovered fumble. Hyperextended left elbow. Yeah, he's hurt at that point.
Yeah, Brian Watts.
And maybe,
exactly
great job, Brian. Yeah.
Yep.
And maybe toughed it out, you know, a series and then got hit on it again. Oh, yeah, that totally hyperextended. Way to go, Ryan Carter, our replay guy in the truck. We mentioned tonight, Chuck, just how great our TNL crew is. We try to say it every week. They're the best, man.
No doubt.
High punt again. And it's loose. And Wagner jumps back on top of it. Brendan Martin had it bobble out of his hands, but it was recovered by his teammate. And doing a great job to get it was Donovan Ranshaw. As we take a look at the TNL top 10. Brennan Smithson Valley, 1-2. That's debated around town. Who would win? You got those Johnson Jaguars, and people who follow those Mules Alamo Heights say they're salty. So got a lot of really good teams.
Yeah, and they play Bernie Champion this week, I think, right?
That'll be a good one. Johnson very good. Mark Soto again doing a great job in year 2 with the Jags.
Yeah, we've seen Taft and Marshall both look the part.
I think Brennan may have the most talent. Smithson Valley obviously executes so well, so disciplined. And Alamo Heights is raising some eyebrows. Ron Ritteman doing a great job there. Their brand new stadium. Take a look at our Monarch trophies. We'll be handing those out at the end of the game. 344-3777 for all your trophy needs for your business, plaques, awards. Give Monarch a call. They've got everything. Been in their showroom, boy. They literally have every single thing you could imagine. Seven seconds to go here in the third. Final snap of the quarter for Isaiah Williams. Option left. Instead, he gets to Owens up the middle. Owens dances and powers through a couple. Picks up about 5, and that'll tick us down. Well, 1 second to go. There you go. Horn rings into the third. And it's the Wagner Thunderbirds. Underdogs coming in here tonight, but showing they belong. Don't count them out of the district playoff race just yet. Got another quarter to go here on TNL. It's our Reese's Dental Braces and Smile Cam. Wagner with a lot to smile about tonight, up 14-7 here as we begin the fourth quarter. They've got the football. Second down at about 6. And if they can, control the clock, which they love to do with this flex bone, they'll help their cause here. Of course, Jason Starin, Chuck, came up as the offensive coordinator with this flex bone, learned it, ran it to perfection in their glory days.
And he's still their offensive coordinator and coaching the offensive line, so doing triple duties.
Again, he goes to Owens. They want to get 3 or 4. They only get about 2. That'll set up third down and about 4 or 5. Sebastian Garcia making the tackle.
And if you're Clemens' defense, you've got to be thinking one thing right now. I mean, you're down another quarterback. You've got to find a way to try to get this football away from Wagner, either with a stop, but even more so, be looking for strips every single time Wagner totes the rock.
We call it 3rd and 2. It looks more like 3 from the stick. It's a long 2. And they hand it to Owens. He does not get there, but the spot is going to be about a full yard short.
Andrew Rios with the play, and there's his running mate, Sebastian Garcia. Another one of our all-star selections. They're going to be playing next year in our all-star game. Pretty impressive resume and a great player, no doubt, making some big plays here tonight.
Look at this. 4th and 1 on your own 29, up a touchdown. And you're going for it. They give it to Owens, and he gets it. He gets a lot more than that. He gets the 40, he gets the 50, and he gets midfield and across it. And a huge first down on a gutsy call by Jason Starin.
Yeah, he feels like he's got nothing to lose. You want to go down with everything that you got, and this isn't a bad guy that you can give the rock to, right? I mean, mercy. What a nice play, nice run, and man, one of the Clemens guys got a hand on that football and jarred it a little bit, but man, that guy is some kind of football player right there. Quentin Owens.
And we're going to have a whistle pre-snap, and I believe it's a timeout. And we'll take it with them. Wagner on the move again. New set of downs, a Cowboys AC first down when we come back. Welcome back, 14-7 Wagner. T-Birds with the ball, first down midfield for Isaiah Williams and company. Runs the option pitch, and there's the daylight over here. Joshua Colazzo down the sidelines. Joshua Colazzo. Check that, Markel Ford to the house. Touchdown, T-Birds.
Well, after rushing for over 100 yards as a squad in that third quarter, they picked up right where they left off to begin the fourth. And Markel Ford has had one heck of a ball game.
They just hit you, hit you, hit you, hit you, and then it pops.
You got to like, too, I mean, just little subtleties of playing quarterback at Wagner High School. If you're Isaiah Williams, did you see how well he pitched that ball with his offhand? I mean, that was a nice little laser beam that helped spring him to the outside a little quicker.
Yeah, it takes a Magic Johnson, Jason Kidd approach to run that thing, and he's got it. He's smart, and he executed. He's talented with both hands, and hey, Wagner's in control here, 21-7.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Guild Mortgage.
We're back at Rutledge Stadium. Smile cam there for the Wagner T-Birds. DeBose back to receive the kickoff. We've already seen how electric he can be. More than once.
I wouldn't kick it to him.
No. They put the ball in the other hash. Maybe they'll kick it to the right-hand side. But they moved him over there. He's bottled up here, and this time he doesn't get a chance to show off that breakaway speed as he takes it out across the 25 to the 27-yard line, 26. And we'll see, interestingly, what Clemens does at quarterback here. It looks like Sam Schneider's going to come in. And Chuck, you were saying, remember, Brandon Wright was recruited to be the backup JV quarterback. As they've gone through 4, this is quarterback number 5, and he is Sam Schneider.
He's a receiver too, so I mean
he's a senior.
They're really scrambling here, obviously, to try to piecemeal this thing together.
He's a southpaw, and he fires it, but it's dropped by DuBose.
And even that's an adjustment, Don. I mean, if catching a ball and it's spinning the other way, it's something that you haven't looked at in practice. And hats off to these Buffaloes for continuing to fight and trying to find a way with all the adversity that they've had with these injuries. I mean, it's just, you wouldn't wish this on anybody.
Tons of injuries. You may just want to butter your bread with a heavy dose of Taurian Smith, and if you find a way to get the ball to DuBose. They tried that way in the flat. They'll do it again here with a reverse to DuBose, and he hits that little seam and breaks another tackle. Nice job, nice play, but obviously they're trying to
take out
wipe out Jared Johnston.
Trying to get him hurt. Oh, man. Coach Johnston's still got those nimble feet.
Creative ways to get DuBose the football, and he's your breakaway guy. He's your chance in this ball game. And
oh, yeah, I could still high step with the best of them.
Got a Cowboys AC first down for the Buffs. Snyder loses the handle here. This is not Smith. This is 17, Josh Jackson, and he took a hit. And, a big hit with a helmet coming off, and the player's slow to get up. And that's Nate Western. He's getting up, though. That's good news. Good to see.
Terrence Hood. Boy, did he close in a hurry.
Going to take Nate maybe a little bit to shake out the cobwebs. Look at his teammate hit his helmet with his knee on the tackle.
Terrence Hood can run with anybody closing like that.
Western looks okay over on the bench. All right, so second down and about 8.
Man, everybody's needing a little something tonight, right? I mean,
Physical.
This has been one kind
Physical football game.
Hard-hitting game, for sure.
3 receivers bunched in tight on the left-hand side. DeBoe's at the top. It's a called run all the way for Joshua Jackson. He gets the corner, and he's shoved out of bounds. Jyrene Campbell knocked him out short of the first down marker.
Joshua Jackson, just a freshman, doing a really good job. A little stop and go was just enough for him to get the edge. Man, how set is Clemens going to be in the next couple of years with all these freshmen and sophomores running around?
Yeah, and getting experience, you know, just valuable experience.
Coach Johnston kept saying all week, he goes, the upside of this is that guys are getting game time.
Lefty Schneider in at quarterback, hands up the middle to Smith. He popped it big for a first down, right up the middle, doing a good job following his blocks. Brandon Martin with the tackle. That'll move the chains, and it'll be first down for the Buffaloes. Down 2 touchdowns here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, just straight up the gap. And he is awfully quick. Now Clemens has got a little something going. They haven't had problems moving the ball all year long, Don. Up and down the field they go. Where they've struggled is in the red zone, and that's reared its head tonight. Obviously, man, it's tough not to struggle in the red zone when you're going through quarterbacks the way they've gone through them, but still continuing to fight and still plenty of time left in this football game if they can get a punch right here.
Yeah, you might be tempted down 2 touchdowns to rush things, but really there's no need to. You can live or die with the run here for a while. And we've got another pre-snap penalty as there was a delay of game. And next door we could hear the Clemens coaches wanting them to snap it.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, so you've lost another quarterback. You lost your star middle linebacker, so you're losing your captains, or the guys that are running the ship on both sides of the ball. I mean, you're going to have stuff like this pop up.
Don't forget to text band 16 to 44332 if you want that Wagner band. Band 4 for Clemens. First down and 15.
Wagner's going to be playing after this ball game is over.
Another high snap to the left. Schneider gets it back. Unload it. He does. Smart play. I don't know if it did go further than the line of scrimmage. That's a smart play to get rid of that and avoid the big loss.
Yeah, avoid the loss and avoid the hit. I mean, again, we've had a lot of snaps go
high and outside
to the left too, and it's a really, really good play by Samuel.
Second down, still 15. 8:30 to play. Schneider wants to throw it. The lefty does. And overshoots his receiver, James Fuller. That'll set up third down and 15. Nakari Higginbotham with the coverage. And some miscommunication there, confusion.
Oh, it's tough. You know, those are timing throws. So you can imagine how many snaps he got this week. Probably not many. You don't know how many times he's taken snaps, period. Here he is on TV, has to come in and rally the troops. Not an easy thing to do in real time, that is for sure. It's not easy to do it anyway, even if you do get a week's worth of snaps.
Especially against a good defense when you're not in any sort of rhythm here. Asking a lot of this young quarterback. Schneider sets, throws over the middle, and just missed him. Good route. He read it perfectly. They had him on the slant. It was there to Matthew Howard, but the adrenaline's flowing, and he just kind of overshot him. No choice but to go for it here. It's your ball game with 8:20 to go, knowing it's 2 possessions and you're going to need to score twice. And we'll take it with them with 8:20 to go. It's Wagner 21, Clemens 7. Welcome back. It's our Enroll SA Band Cam. As Chuck mentioned, the Wagner band's going to perform after the game as well since it's homecoming. Enjoyed those bands at halftime.
Yeah, Coach Johnston was really excited about his band at Clemens High School. Apparently got ones across the board on Saturday.
He loves everything about his program.
They went all the way till 9 p.m., I guess, on Saturday, and it was cold out. He said, man, they really brought their A game, and he couldn't have been more proud. He's like, man, please make sure you mention that. And of course, we weren't going to, but man, yeah, you're right. Loves being at Clemens High School.
Double reverse pass. Back to him and incomplete. Nice play design. Why not? Have a little fun. That was intended for Jameer Dudley, as Paul Menke ended up being the one to throw it. And they almost pulled it off. You know, you got to pull every trick out of the bag. In this situation, limited at quarterback, we're back in 15 seconds.
Now more than ever, it is important to get the recommended vaccines. You have the power to protect yourself and your family against serious diseases. To learn more, visit covid19.sanantonio.gov or find us on social media using hashtag #DoItForSA.
So Isaiah Williams and company looking to land the knockout punch. They handed up the middle and a good 6-yard gain on first down as Quentin Owens has it. And that Wagner defense with a big stop, and now you know that Jason Starren with 7:55 left on the clock is licking his chops. That's why you have the flex bone. This clock will run as long as they can move the sticks. And they got what they wanted on first down, a big 5-yard gain. This time, not so much. Good stuff inside by Sebastian Garcia. And that'll set up third down. Long 4.
Yeah, it was interesting to hear how Coach Starren says he prepared for this game. He said what he did was he watched last year's game against Clemens, and then what they tried to do was refine some of the things that they did last year and try to run them better. He said, we don't want to chase ghosts. You know, these guys are still big. They've got great players, and you know, we just want to make sure we're doing what we do to the best of our ability.
That was a 57-56 win for the T-Birds. They get the first down, and stepping out of bounds is Markel Ford. And then they're looking for a late hit. They don't get that call. The Wagner kids wanted a out of bounds, unsportsmanlike. No flag. So it's a Cowboys AC first down at the 39-yard line. And again, they find a way on 3rd and 5 to get that 5. They got more than that, and it's first down. Isaiah Williams under center. Owens behind him, moving it left, hand to Owens, right up the middle for 2. He won't be taken down, but a good stop. He's second down and 8. You always feel like these wishbone offenses, Chuck, that have that theory, you know, that theory of it takes 10 yards to get a first down. If you get 3, 3, and 3, you're at 9, and it's 4th and 1. 3, 3, and 4, you got a first down. Well, what happens when you don't get that one? Well, you get that one, or you get a loss, or you get a penalty, and you don't throw it very often.
Well, if Isaiah Williams can come up with 8 yards rushing before the end of this game, they're going to have 3 guys go over 100 rushing it tonight.
Yep, and they're getting it, and this will get yardage here. Collazo cutting back. This may get a touchdown. Collazo down the sidelines. He gets the cone, and he's in, and that's the nail in the coffin. The Wagner Thunderbirds are going to stay alive mathematically for a playoff spot. as they have gone up 27-7 with an extra point to come here with 6 minutes to go.
This is unreal how many guys they have that can touch the ball and make something happen. I mean, so Colazzo's got 7 carries for 73 yards and 2 scores. It's just amazing. They got Owens over 100, Ford over 100, Williams creeping up over towards 100. Fantastic performance here tonight.
When we were preparing for this game, Chuck, if you'd have told me, hey, Wagner wins at 28-7, I told you were crazy. They're coming off 4 consecutive losses to Smithson Valley, Steel, East Central, and New Braunfels. Those are good teams. And if you look closer, they were pretty good games, except maybe the Smithson Valley.
Yeah, but even that, Don, it was a 21-14 game, and they lost, their star running back and their star quarterback on the same play.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they've been in every game. They've been pesky, and, Coach Starron has talked about how proud he is of his guys. They haven't quit. They know how tough this league is, and, this is going to be a huge win for them, obviously, because they've kept pecking away, and they're finally going to have some rewards for their hard efforts and their labor and all that. But again, they've been a tough out every single week, just like a lot of these teams in this league are. I mean, you can't okey doke your way through this league any night. You can't take a week off. And, they've kind of stayed the course. It hasn't gone their way. They've had to deal with injuries like certainly Clemens has had. But, other than Smithson Valley and Steel, who are obviously, 1-2, however that's going to turn out in this league.
But they only lost to Steel by a touchdown.
Right. I mean, so
East Central by 10 and New Braunfels 25-22. And we saw New Braunfels this year, and they're good.
Right. So, I mean, you've got all those teams other than Smithson Valley and Steel duking it out for those final 2 playoff spots, and they're all good.
So they've got South San next week as DuBose is tripped up. And Chris, let's take another look at those standings, if you don't mind. When you look at 0-4, you say there's no way they can make the playoffs. Jason Starron saying we're not mathematically eliminated, so they're going to go to 1-4 with South San next week. That could be 2-4. And they've already played Smithson Valley, Steel, East Central, and New Braunfels. And so they'll have Judson. And that could get interesting. It would appear how the rest of this shakes out. You never know what happens with New Braunfels or with Clemens now. Clemens without a quarterback, they're going to go to 2-3 with a couple of games left. So that ball's batted down. So this district still very much, like you said, you know who's going to be there at the top, Smithson Valley and Steel. But it's going to be a crowded horse race for the last 2 spots.
Yeah, I mean, Wagner and Judson going to finish the season in the Peanut Butter Bowl.
We'll have that.
And Mac at Madison. Madison's trying to duke it out for a playoff spot in their league. It's interesting in their division as well.
And that Peanut Butter Bowl expanding has been so great. It started off with 1 game, raising food for the food bank and for food insecurity, and now they got so many games involved and schools trying to outdo each other, and great community service. I know Ron Ritterman over at Alamo Heights was big into it when he was at Johnson. He's taking it to Alamo Heights as well now, and he's kind of helped ring that bell for lots of programs to be involved in it. .523 and ticking for Clemens. Down 28-7. Here's Smith. He gets a first down. Brandon Wright in there at quarterback. No, check that, Snyder. Take a look at the All-Star game. Kristen Holtz, Garcia, Miles Curry, and Villegas, the kicker, are going to represent Clemens. And boy, Isaiah Williams going to get to play from Wagner High School. Very deserving for all those kids. Can't wait to call that game January 8th at the Dome right here on the CW35. Snyder fires. That one hops DuBose. Stops the clock with 4:48. Isaiah Williams, like you said, Bethune-Cookman and others recruiting. I've already offered UIW's shown some interest as an athlete. He wants to play quarterback. After watching him tonight, why not? He runs that flex bone to perfection. Snyder wants to throw a little pump. Throwing that slot, and it's picked off. Wagner's got it. Brendan Martin to the 5. Pick 6. Thunderbirds. Brendan Martin just sat back, read it perfectly, jumped it, and was gone.
Yeah, a fine effort on the play and taking it to the house, and a fine effort for Clemens. Just giving it all they got tonight. I mean, it's just so hard to overcome. Trying to play a football game and you're losing guys left and right at key spots. Take nothing away from Brendan Martin. That was a fine play, stepping right into the throwing alley, and equally as impressive in return for 6.
And you know what? I mean, I don't know if we have another play of that, but one of the Clemens offensive linemen, 64, you're down, Devin Gonzalez, the center. You're down in this football game. You're not going to make the play. There's no way you're going to catch him. And you look at the effort that young man left out there. He was so tired afterwards, he went onto the track and he's walking the long way, all the way around. But the effort that 64 showed is going to show up on tape for his coaches. Forget the score. Forget the fact that he gave up a pick 6. The want to, I hope we can get a look at this, and the can do of big Devin Gonzalez is why you coach. Man, that's just fantastic. Watch number 64, middle of your screen, the center. And watch the effort that he gives to try. He's not going to make the play, but he's going as hard as he can right there. He's still running to the left of your screen. Not quite the angle that would show it, but big fella, got on his horse and was going to give it everything he could. Here he goes. Watch this. 64, top of your screen. Look at big fella. He's not quitting on that play, man. I love that.
And that's, and Devin Gonzalez, it shows you all you need to know about that guy right there, right? I mean, that's the guy you want to be working with 20 years from now.
Yeah. And that's what those coaches teach, man.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Reminds you of that Don Beebe play on Leon Lett. The guys just never give up. You never know what's going to happen. You never know. Don't quit.
That's right.
(35-7). Wagner kicking it away. DuBose has it across the 25 to the 30, and we're back in 15 seconds.
Now more than ever, it is important to get the recommended vaccines. You have the power to protect yourself and your family against serious diseases. To learn more, visit covid19.sanantonio.gov or find us on social media using hashtag #DoItForSA.
Chuck, that Devin Gonzalez play reminds me of some stuff that we saw on social media last week when Luka Samanic was cut by the Spurs. And he didn't get cut because he did not hustle back. But it may have been just a symptom of what the Spurs had seen over a long period of time. And pulling up and giving up versus doing what you do right there just might be an indicator of, what's inside. And for people to dismiss what they saw, oh, he shouldn't have been cut, it was a bad pass by Primo or whatever. Don't understand what these coaches are teaching and how every player sees that on film. What you're trying to teach is on film, and it's an attitude that you're not going to have, right?
Well, I mean, for me, it's great when you see it, and I mean, obviously, I think we see it more often than not. Hopefully the referee gets up after that tumble. But it's an honor, Don, and a privilege to sit in this booth with you and call these games and watch how these kids play their hearts out each and every week. But it's also a privilege and an honor for the refs, for the players. Every time the whistle blows, if we're in game action, you've got a privilege. It's to and a right to go out and play as hard as you can, and that's what you should do. I mean, at some point, everybody that's playing here tonight is not going to play football again, and you're going to look back on a play like that and wish you'd have given an ounce more. And some of the things that you're going to take away from these games, even in defeat, are going to stay with you the rest of your life. You know that you can't quit, that this is what happens in life. And so, you know, whistle to whistle, playing as hard as you can, whistle to whistle, you're going to get plenty of time to catch your breath, right, when you huddle up. So go out and play hard. It's really fun to watch when you see guys selling out.
And more often than not, it's those guys that, you know, that make the roster. You know, it's the old Rudy attitude. You know, it's just like, man, you're making us all look bad, dude. You're trying so hard. But it's that guy who makes the team. It's that guy who makes the play.
Well, and it also tells you, too, that Devin Gonzalez loves football.
Yeah.
I mean, win, lose, or draw, that's what you're going to get from him probably in practice every single day. And
I don't know the kid, but I bet you his teachers get that on his assignments. I bet his parents get that with his chores. I bet that's just who he is. No matter what the task, whether it's an assignment for school or something to do around the house, this is probably the kid that's just going to do it the right way.
Yep.
You just sense
willing
that.
to bet on what you just said. Yep.
And like you say, it's that kid that everybody goes, man, why did he get promoted at work? You know?
Right.
He stayed late and he cleaned up the trash around the place and turned out the lights. And, you know, Red McCombs always used to say you want a better job, do a better job. Stay late, be nicer. People are going to notice. If your boss doesn't notice, your vendor's going to notice. Your competitor's going to notice. Somebody's going to notice. And he did a great job. That made my night right there. All the great plays, but 64, that's what it's all about.
And a huge win for Jason Starren and his club. You know, just kind of staying the course. They said the kids have been great. Everybody's working hard. Things haven't gone our way, but we know we just keep banging away, something good's going to happen. And boy, did it show up tonight. I mean, what they were able to put together on the ground is simply stunning.
The Big City Plumbing play of the night coming up in just a second after this one is Snyder's going deep. He's got a guy down there. Oh, he just missed him. Just missed him. The truck loves this play for our Big City Plumbing play of the night. Oh, the nice high point catch by Frederick DeBose. How could it not be? Wagner had a few, but that was very impressive. Our statistician, Nico Funky Cole Medina, is begging for the uniform czar to act quickly with 114. Because I think Nick has his own opinions on Clemens and Wagner. Do you want to weigh in, Nick? Thumbs up or thumbs down? I'm very content with both. Neither just knock my socks off, you know, like some of the great uniforms that we've seen. Clemens' colors really pop. Really pop. It's a great color scheme. What they're doing with the yellow. They got like a belt. You don't see that very often. It's kind of just a half belt that goes around the back, the side. And Wagner, that's a classic look. I like how there's no stripes or any words on the pants. I like Clemens uniforms. I don't like the buffalo printed on the leg.
Two great logos.
Two great logos. Two good helmets. Clemens has a little Buffalo Bill logo with the SC on there. But I like the yellow accents everywhere. On the leg, even on the back of the kneecaps. You see that half belt that goes around the back of the hips?
Yeah, it looked good.
Yeah, both thumbs up. 8.5. It's been a 10, though, for that guy right there, Jason Starren and the Wagner T-Birds. 35-7 is going to be our final score. And Clemens' season and playoff predicament gets very interesting now. They're going to have to win their last two. And when we come back, we'll hand out the Monarch trophies. Zach will be joined by our player of the game right after this.
This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry and sponsored by Vulcan Materials Company, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, Risa's Dental and Braces, Cowboys AC, South Texas Vocational Tech, Central Med, Enroll SA, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, San Antonio Sports, Valero, Rhino Roofers, My Collision Center, Air Today Heating and Air Conditioning, Guild Mortgage, Beluga Air, Big City Plumbing, and Monarch Trophy Studio. Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights postgame show, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Well, their season was on the ropes. They were 0-4 in district play, and the Wagner T-Birds came out tonight to play. Let's go down to Zach Hedrick with the winners.
I'm here with a happy bunch of Thunderbirds here, Don, and we could have given this award out to a lot of different players. The Thunderbirds were rolling it up on the ground tonight, but Markel Ford, our player of the game, over 100 yards on the ground. Markel, real quick, we got to talk to you, man. What was working for you guys tonight? Because, man, anybody who was touching the ball, you guys were just rolling it up.
Yes, sir. Everything works for us. We just have off games sometimes, but nobody can really hang with us, and we show that every time we play.
Well, tell me about this 50-yard touchdown you had. You took the pitch, and you saw a lot of green in front of you. What were you thinking?
Just run. That's what I do. Just run.
Well, Markel, keep on running the rest of the season, man.
Yes, sir.
Congrats on the win tonight. We're going to bring up Coach here real quick. Coach, we're not going to leave you out, too. Coach, you were telling me before the second half that you knew how well these guys could play. You guys have been in it all season long. How about this second half? What did you see from your guys tonight?
I saw they executed the plan. You know, we have a plan, and we stuck to it. You know, it's about mastering your craft and executing. That's what we did, right, fellas?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Well, I know, too, you guys are fighting in it. You know, mathematically not out of the playoff race yet. So how does this guys? Mathematically. How does this set you guys up for the back half of the schedule?
What we do is we get to school Monday. You know, we have a game plan. We practice as hard as we can, and we do our best day to day. And the rest takes care of itself. I mean, what else can you do?
Well, Coach, congrats on the win tonight. First district win this season. We'll let you guys celebrate it. Good job, Thunderbirds.
Yeah!
Guys, back up the hall.
All right, thanks a lot, Zach. It's great to see. Man, I missed that during COVID and the last couple of seasons when the kids weren't involved in the trophy presentation. They're playing on TV. Mom's watching, Grandma's watching at home, and they're fired up about it. It's good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Hey, Chuck, we do not have one collision for you. There's one-on-one collision. We don't have two collisions for you. There's another one. It is the collisions multiple of the game because this was such a hard-hitting one.
Smash-up derby, right?
Even Mr. Carubias, the umpire, taking a shot.
Equal to
how about
task,
Jerry
though.
Johnston got rolled up on the sideline, too.
I'm telling you.
Coach got it. Well, back to wrap it up. Wagner, big winners tonight.
Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights postgame show, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Welcome back. 35-7, Wagner the big winners over Clemens. Who saw that coming, huh? 0-4 coming in district play. Clemens 2-2, but the T-Birds came back, got some breaks, and really ran that flex bone to perfection. All started off going well for the Buffs. They scored first with Taurian Smith. First drive of the game, marched it right down the field, put them up 7-0, and then Chuck, Wagner showed they were going to be here because they answered right away.
They sure did. I mean, to counter after they gave up the touchdown to start the game and then to score on your first possession, let the Buffs know that they were going to be here all night.
Nothing happened in the second quarter. Go to the third quarter. Josh Colazzo getting the corner. And all of a sudden, Wagner had a 14-7 lead saying, hey, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, an outstanding ball game. And again, there's so many of these Wagner guys that had huge games rushing. Williams, Ford, Colazzo, you name it, they were all scoring.
All right, coming up next week, we're going to Bernie. Champion Chargers Athletic Director Stan Leach always welcomes us out there. We're going to see Floresville against the Chargers. Bernie champion in our TNL top 10. So was Floresville. Last week they broke in at number 10. So a nice top 10 matchup for you coming up next week. Well, for the great Chris Kotfus and Brian Watts, our producer and directors extraordinaire, and the whole crew, for Chuck Mikatinik, Zach Hedrick down on the sideline, Funky Cole, Nick Medina on stats. Jeffrey was back this week as our spotter. We'll see you next week from Bernie for Champion in Floresville on TNL. Have a great weekend, everybody.